On this episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast, we talk about Psalm 69. Nice. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast. I'm Kayle.
I'm OJ.
We're two professional broadcasters. We like metal and we like to talk about it. And today we're talking about 1992 album by Ministry called Psalm 69, The Way to Succeed and the Way to Suck Eggs.
This was actually their best-selling album. This is the most accessible one.
Was the first song was nominated for a Grammy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, is it the entirety of the album or title, or is it just the Way to Succeed bit? Part of that's a reference to Aleister Crowley.
I believe so, yeah.
I don't know if the Psalm 69 part is a reference to Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley.
Ass liquor crusty.
Yeah, and there's more to the title as well that comes before Psalm 69, but it's like a bunch of symbols.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of Greek symbols. I can't remember.
It looks like Kesha.
Yeah. Yes. Kesha's most famous work.
Well, yeah, which, actually, I meant it's not far off how many times Al Jorgensen's got up and brushed his teeth with a bottle of Jack.
That's true.
Yeah.
The transliteration of the title, apparently Spotify does not cannot handle whatever the symbols are
asterisks?
Because it's KE asterisk A asterisk H asterisk asterisk. Like it couldn't handle the Greek symbols in there.
I have a friend of mine who has a 1 on one elbow and an asterisk on the other elbow. And his wife never got it. She says, I don't know what this means. And he holds it up like this and shows it to me. It says, he's only got one asterisk.
That's such an obtuse. I would never get it.
I got it because I know the guy. I'm like,
yeah,
he would do some stupid shit like that.
That's... That's so esoteric.
It's very esoteric.
That's for you. Like that's if you get a tattoo like that. I mean, and hey, that's what if you're getting a tattoo for anybody, it's for you.
Sure,
obviously, but like that tattoo is. Some tattoos are for you and for other people.
Sure,
you can. Hey, look at that. That's pretty cool. Like that one's just for him.
Yeah, even though oddly he can't see it properly.
Look in a mirror,
With now asterisk 1.
Well, you just have to remember.
Right. Yeah. See, like
you just have to remember.
My balls tattoo is for the masses. That's
your balls tattoo.
Yeah. So anyway, how have you been?
I feel like I got hit in the head with a shovel or something. Like I don't. I
sorry, man.
I
apologize.
I wanted to ask. But I was also no, you don't.
You thought he'll answer then.
He'll answer.
That's only going to lead to an answer.
Yeah. And I don't know.
Sure.
What? My head. You
Score.
It was just I got fucking clanged on the shovel.
Right.
This is how badly
I got hit in the shovel.
I think I actually have a concussion.
Somebody hit my shovel with a hand.
I actually have a concussion.
I have a percussion.
But anyhow, what did you ask? Did you just ask how I was? I don't remember. Yeah.
How was your week?
Yeah, it was good. It's been all right. It's been fine.
Yeah, I had a problem today, but I worked my ass off today. I gotta say, I had a stack of copy orders that was pretty thick. A lot of it was just continue current. But I mean, it was. I still had to think about a lot of things
to do.
I had to cut a lot of spots. I had to move a lot of commercials because our tower went down for over an hour. Our transmitter went down.
It didn't go
purposely
down. It was meant to be down. It just was down for longer than expected.
Right, but it's because a dude had to climb up there. It's a metal tower that's 500 feet tall.
Yeah.
That a guy had to climb up and change light bulbs. So we decided let's not funnel electricity through the giant metal tower while the man is on it.
Why would that be a problem? I don't see an issue with that. The high energy radio waves,
the 100,000 watts of.
I don't think that's I don't think that would be any problem at all. That's what I'm saying. I don't see the big deal, you know. But yeah, it happens to everybody.
Yeah,
happens to everybody's gay. Everybody.
Oh yeah,
my brain's still broken.
And
keep talking about something else.
Chris wants me to go have lunch with him and his mom tomorrow.
We have a fan.
Yeah.
Who. He's a nice guy, but
sure,
it's just hard to. Sometimes it's hard to talk to him when you've had a long day.
Yeah, and he has a thing. He has an issue with personal space and
boundaries. But yeah, I believe I've been invited to. I don't know if it was dinner with his mom before, but
yeah, this is lunch with his mom at the mall. Lunch with his mom at the mall. I don't know that I could do it.
I think it was at the mall as well when the time that he asked.
I worry that he's trying to fix me up with mom.
Which, you know, I mean, hey, get it where you can get it, man.
Yeah, I'm a single man now.
I also, when the radio tower was down, we got a call from our other fan. Which is Damn Right.
Oh, sure. Douglas.
You were busy. At least I assume it was Damn Right because I couldn't understand a fucking thing he said.
Damn right.
He didn't actually say that at the end, but I haven't really talked to him very much. Mm-hmm. Surprisingly.
Have you never met him?
I believe I have met him. I don't think
uncomfortable, cringy T-shirts.
I believe he's come by at the fair,
sure,
previous times, but yeah, he called, and for the only bits I understood was the first sentence where he was clearly asking what was going on with the radio. I was like, oh, well, the tower's being worked on right now, so we'll be back any minute now. Don't worry about it. We're on it. We're working on it. And then he said a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
Something to do with a bird. Oh, here's what it was. It was some bird with all the feathers. What is that? Peacock. He was asking, the way he was trying to get me to, he couldn't think of the bird. So the bird with all the feathers. Ah, yes. Of course, that one.
Yes, okay.
The only bird with all the feathers.
Have a good day, sir.
Yeah, he kept talking, and it was just like, yeah. And then eventually, I guess he got the hint that I was not interested in having a conversation. I was just like, I got to get back to it. Thanks for calling.
I've known Douglas for decades. I have. And here's the funny thing. Recently, I was broadcasting at the fair, and JD, our boss, was sitting next to me, and Douglas comes up to the booth and he says, "How you guys doing?" And JD, we were giving away prizes for the day, and one of the prizes was a free drink at the landing. He's like, I'm sure you'd love to knock one back at the landing. And then Douglas said something that I knew, but I wanted to see the look on Jay's face when he said it. I don't drink. And Jay's face was communicating exactly like, then what the fuck is wrong with you?
What's your fucking deal, buddy?
You don't? You're not drunk right now?
This is just how you are.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Honestly, in the moment, I would probably be like, because I don't think I actually knew that he apparently doesn't drink.
Yeah, he used to drink like a lot, but that was over 30 years ago.
Okay.
He stopped drinking 30 years ago.
The rest is just it's all Douglas.
All Douglas and some weed. But okay. I mean, no drinking.
I mean, I don't know how regularly he uses, but it doesn't seem to do much to dampen his personality.
Right.
It certainly doesn't slow him down any.
No. Yeah.
Or make him certainly. Yeah. just doesn't slow him down.
And when he comes in with his shirts, and it was funny, like Candy would be standing there, and then we'd have Kim there.
Nice middle-aged North Dakota moms.
Middle-aged North Dakota moms who go to church all the time. And, oh yeah, geez, don't you know? And
gosh.
And he's walking in with his shirt with like the 50 different sex positions on it.
Or it says something like "I heart squirters." Yeah, like, and here's the thing. It's always that kind of man who walks around in shirts like that.
Right.
It's never like, I don't know, like a normal looking middle-aged man.
Yeah.
It's always like a kind of chunky, clearly somewhat disheveled weirdo.
Right. And he seems like maybe at some point he had a massive stroke.
Yeah, it's always that kind of dude walking around with shirts like that. Right. The only comparable thing is like crusty weirdos my age that walk around with like anime porn shirts, basically. Or it's always hoodies. It's hoodies.
Right. It's tentacle hentai hoodies.
Yeah, that's the fucking thing from my generation, apparently. I didn't tell you, when I was at Conlin's the other week, which is a furniture store in our town and other towns as well.
Yes.
It's a furniture store. We were going to a remote. And there was a Nissan, I think, a hatchback there that was parked. That was covered in big titty anime lady stickers. The back from the, I can't remember if it was a 2-door or a 4-door, but like the windows on the side of the hatch back were it was just stickers of big titty anime ladies just all over. And it's like, hey man, you're doing you, and I respect that. I don't get it, but I hope you're happy. It's like at the very least, I hope your lifestyle makes you happy. That's so condescending, but that's all I can think at moments like that, of just like how do you drive around with all that on there and feel good about yourself? Like, yeah, I'm doing well.
I'm okay.
I'm fine. I don't know. I have thought for a while, like, man, what if I got like some band logo stickers and put them on my car? And then it's just like, no, I don't want to. I don't think it would really bother me all that much, but it'd just be like, I don't need to. Why do I care? Like, I got over the phase of driving around listening to my music cranked all the way up with the windows down. I got over that pretty quick. Right. Just like, nobody else wants to hear this. Why would I do? And I don't understand the people who do that. Like, there's a Toyota that drives by. I haven't heard it in a while, so maybe they moved or died. But there was a car that would drive by at like 4:00 every day, playing the exact same fucking like Latin beat hip hop song. The beat was always exactly the same, and I only know the beat because that's all I could hear through the walls of our workplace. But you could hear the beat clearly because they obviously had some pretty powerful bass in their vehicle. But for a long time, every single goddamn day, I would hear that car drive by and recognize it because it was always the same fucking music. And there was a point where I thought maybe that person lived in this building. But perhaps not. Perhaps not. I don't know. I don't know anything.
I just turned my, because I was snapping about the podcast here, and then I realized, I don't have my data turned on, but I turned the data off because my teenager, I'm on a limited data plan. Yes. I don't know why. I shouldn't be, but I am because I got my phone. I don't use any data.
It's theoretically cheaper.
It's theoretically cheaper. This month it's going to be $60 more.
Yeah.
Because the teenager used 10 gigabytes of data on the 5 gigabyte plan.
Yes.
And, I use my regular, 60 kilobytes.
You're using data like it's 1999.
I am. Because I'm either at my home where I have Wi-Fi or I'm at work where I have Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Or I'm here where I'm talking to like humans in the room and therefore probably not watching videos on my phone.
OJ, you're not here right now.
No one's here right now.
This is all a simulation. You're not talking to a human being. I'm a computer program.
Do you think that's air you're breathing?
There is no spoon. Other Matrix references.
Right.
I'm like out of sorts tonight. I don't know.
Well,
my brain doesn't work.
It was a weird day.
It's been a weird week so far. We had 2 quite long remotes earlier this week. We were down a DJ. For part of it anyway. So yeah, it's been a weird week.
Right. So far. We were at the Bloodcast.
The blood drive.
Yeah.
The Bloodcast. Welcome to the Bloodcast.
Yeah. And I was saying stupid shit like, the battle is on, the woman says, and I said, yeah, there's blood everywhere. It's in little baggies, but
yeah.
Because it's a blood drive.
I think that's clever.
I impressed myself with that. I'm not sure. I think I heard other people laugh uncomfortably, like.
I'm sad nobody got my police joke. Apparently, because what it is it's a blood drive where there's the
battle of the badges.
Yeah, you donate in honor of either the police or the fire department,
Team Law or Team Fire,
and we're a classic rock station, so. OJ was out there at the, broadcasting live from there. I was back in the studio and we were coming out of a song by The Police.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that's The Police. Now we go back out to the Battle of the Badges blood drive. Hey, I wonder if Sting was there. It's whatever. It was clever. You can't recreate perfection.
Right. The magic is only there once.
Exactly. Whatever it was I said, I thought it was pretty clever and smooth.
It was pretty clever and smooth. And then I said, I don't know if Sting is here. And the cop that was there representing the police, who's a friend, basically a friend of ours.
Yeah.
He's standing there. He turns around. He looks at me like, what the fuck are you talking about, Sting? I said, you see, because Team Police and Sting is a member of the band The Police. And he looks at me and just No. Anyway.
It's like, come on. It was gold.
It was gold.
That was probably the only funny thing I said on Monday.
I think there were a couple of other funny things you said. Honestly, because of the room and how low I had to keep the volume on the radio.
I didn't hear most of
what you said. I recognized that's Kayle's voice. Now he stopped talking. Now it's my turn to talk.
Now it's my turn to talk.
I'm not sure what he said, but
I did call you a person who famously has a lot of blood at one point.
I am full of it.
Just more blood than normal.
Right.
They don't know why or how, but you've just got too much blood.
Really? Yeah, I've got like 15 pints of blood in me.
Sir, for a man your size, you have too much. Your veins and arteries are too big.
My first wife was told this at a doctor's office at one point when they were taking blood from her. It was like a sample and they had to do a test or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the phlebotomist looked at her arm and actually said this to her. She says, wow, your arm is a junkie's dream.
Very visible veins.
Yeah, very visible, very wide. She's like, man, if you ever want to start doing heroin,
you're going to have an easy time. No worries finding a vein there.
You'll be great. Yeah.
Speaking of heroin, I presume that's something that the people in ministry have done.
I'm sure more cocaine than heroin.
Has Uncle Al ever, chased the dragon? I wonder.
I would have to assume he's tried them all.
I don't know what it is about industrial music that, I kind of know what it is, but I feel like there is some indelible association in my head between industrial music and drugs. Like industrial music and like hard drugs, especially.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why they're like linked in my head. Like it's heroin, it's meth, it's fucking, synthetic whatever's like for whatever reason, industrial music in general, including industrial metal, is linked very, very heavily to like hard drugs.
Well, I think it's because it's often at just a crazy pace of stuff that doesn't fucking make sense.
Yeah,
unless
so
you're on hard drugs. Yeah. Oh,
and if you listen to it, you'll kind of feel like you're on drugs. And yeah, this album was weird. This album is about 50% samples, by the way.
Again, their most accessible album.
Yeah, their most accessible. I feel like there was more samples than there were vocals from the actual band members. It felt pretty balanced.
I mean, especially the last two songs. The last two songs are pure just industrial edit. That's
just like, all right. And it felt like there was a lot of copying and pasting going on. Well, that's just industrial music, I feel like. But
this was 1992.
I mean, yeah, not literal copy and pasting, but I just mean like a lot of songs. There's not a lot of variation
within the song. Right. Yeah.
Here's the riff.
Yeah.
Again for the next 2 minutes.
Right.
And then we'll have a little thing. And then the riff will be back again for the next 2 minutes. Like, I was kind of, I wasn't really sitting down and listening to this and giving it my full attention. So that sort of thing becomes less annoying to me when I'm looking at other stuff if I'm on my computer doing other things. But there were a couple of times where a few songs kind of outstayed their welcome because it was like, all right,
that's enough.
I get it.
Connect the goddamn dots.
It's a cool riff.
Yeah.
Can I have another one? A different one, perhaps? No, we're okay.
All right.
We're going to keep doing that. Oh, and there's the sample going, hey. Hey.
All right.
Hey.
All right.
It's
yeah.
That's just how it, I mean, but that's just industrial music.
If it wasn't like that, it wouldn't be playing to the core audience.
Exactly. I'm not their core audience.
No.
And I want to say, I respect the hell out of this album because it's fucking weird. Like it's not really my type of weird most of the time, but it's an album that's just like, yeah, this is fucking weird. Don't worry about it. What the fuck do you want? Like, yeah, hey, respect. Weird music is interesting. But this was just kind of like, can I have something else? No? Okay. And there were bits where it was like, ooh, this is very thrashy. Or, this is almost kind of death metal-y.
Right.
But then it would go to a different thing.
Right.
Just like, just give me some catharsis. Resolve. Have a crescendo. Please.
It's like blue balling you with samples.
Yes. Here's a really fast, really crazy riff, and then it'll stop abruptly and change to something else. Completely different. This is like and now for something completely different. but the album.
Right.
I don't know. You talk about Ministry, because I don't know anything about Ministry.
Ministry actually started out, believe it or not, sounding a bit like Depeche Mode.
Somehow I'm not surprised. They're weird enough to have started out like that.
Their first album in 1981 or 82 maybe, somewhere in there was just new wave. It was just a new wave kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm not exactly sure what happened.
Drugs.
Well, yeah, okay, you're right, drugs. Al Jorgensen. I mean, the next album, I think the next album was A Mind Is a Terrible Thing to Taste.
Okay.
And that was a vast departure. No, that wasn't the next album. The next album was Land of Rape and Honey.
Okay.
Which, by the way,
that album couldn't possibly be weird.
Which is funny. That's actually or at least it was at the time, on a sign in rural Canada.
Land of Rape. Oh,
because yes, rapeseed.
Yes,
what they now call canola. Because some farmers got together and went, "Can we stop calling this rape?
Can
please?
we not call it that anymore?" Yeah. They still call it that in the UK.
Right.
They still call it rape in the UK. which was an interesting experience watching Clarkson's Farm on Amazon Prime and having Jeremy Clarkson be like, and here's the field of rape. It's the largest field of rape in the world. It's my Jeremy Clarkson impression, but
yeah, Land of Rape Behind is the second album. Then it was Mine Is a Terrible Thing to Taste, I think was the next one.
Okay.
And then this one in 92.
Yeah.
And then the one after this, Filth Pig, was arguably better and received better by the fans.
All I saw was the album art for Filth Pig, and I'm sure it's not, but looking at the album art is just like, is that Slim Shady? The guy on the album cover kind of looks like Eminem a little bit.
I don't believe it is.
It's not. It wouldn't be.
Right.
But it was just like, that guy kind of looks like, I think it's the suit. Mm-hmm. I think it's just because it's a young, thin white man in a suit. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Slim Shady. And
he's standing up.
Yeah, he's standing up. Yeah. Because I'm picturing, I think the Rap God music video is in my head or something like that. I don't know.
But this album I had on CD. This is my third of their album that I bought.
Okay. And how did you get into Ministry? Like,
it's funny. I wouldn't have had I not been kicked out of high school because.
Okay.
There was this girl at the place called the Alternative School who was really, really cute and had her hair dyed black and always wore black lipstick. Okay. And always wore her Ministry t-shirt. And
you wanted to like the things that she likes.
Exactly. So I ran out and got that shit. And I'm like, this is fucking crazy. But, I smell funny and have a constant boner. So this sort of appeals to me.
This is my kind of music.
Yeah.
I'm a weird teenage boy. Mm-hmm. And this is for me, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, this is metal adjacent if it's not metal, within that. I mean,
yes.
That's what is related to it.
Was the girl impressed?
No. She never spoke to me at all.
But hey, you started listening to a cool band.
I did. And I got that. And yeah,
you got something out of it.
Uh-huh.
If you didn't get laid, at least you got to listen to Ministry.
And here's the other funny thing is I think it was after listening to this that I realized I also liked the Butthole Surfers.
Which, okay, I mean, you've mentioned the Butthole Surfers before, but remind me again, what the fuck are they?
They're a neo-punk, maybe, I think they're post-rock before post-rock was a thing.
Okay.
Their singer is a guest vocalist on this album.
Okay.
Gibby Haynes.
Yes. What song was the guest
Jesus
on?
Built My Hot Rod.
Yeah, Jesus Built My Hot Rod. Okay.
And of course that's very typical for him. His vocals
be on that. What I can't remember. I don't. What was his contribution?
What was his contribution?
Yeah.
All the vocals on Jesus Built My House.
Oh, that was he just did all the vocals on that.
Ding dang 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 ding dong.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The opening of that made me go out loud. What the fuck?
I've said that to you before.
Yeah.
I've actually said those words, and you were like, "What?
What are you saying? Are you high? Did someone hit you in the head with a shovel?
Somebody hit me in the shovel with a head.
Did someone hit you in the shovel with a head?
Soon I discovered this rock thing was true.
Yeah, I heard that and I was just like, what the what? What?
Yeah.
I was just so confused. And then at the end is just like, yeah, it's my car, Jesus. I don't remember.
It's a love affair, album, mainly Jesus and my hot rod. Yeah, fuck it.
Like I've been saying.
Yeah.
I think I have a concussion.
This album gave you a concussion?
So I don't really remember any specific details. I listened to this album 45 minutes ago, and I don't remember any of it. It's just all a blur of, well, that was weird. What's this next thing? Oh, is this also really weird? Okay. Like, it's all just kind of a blur. But yeah, does this album slap?
Occasionally. I mean, it slaps in the it's well put together way. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not really hard rocking, but it's.
I think I figured out kind of, and it's also industrial, but like there's a band called Igor. You remember?
Yeah,
they have the really weird music video, and they have a song that George Fisher is a guest on.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of that a little bit, where it's just like start and stop. Okay, this is really, really, really heavy, and bam, and it's done. And now there's a weird thing going on. Or clowncore. Have you ever listened to clowncore?
I have listened to clowncore.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of clowncore. But it's all, I'm sure all that shit is stuff that's, influenced by Ministry and the like.
Sure.
Of just weird kind of pseudo-industrial stuff.
Influenced by Ministry and Neurosis and...
Yeah. And like I think there's a lot of modern grindcore that's sort of influenced by this style of industrial metal.
Right.
Where it's more influenced by this than, some weird, obscure, super fast hardcore punk band. That was most early grindcore, was just like, we took hardcore
porn.
We took hardcore porn. I can't talk. In the case of Anal Cunt, they did basically just take hardcore porn, and distort it. I'm sure there's at least one AC song that is.
Yeah. And here's the funny thing is, I've been listening to them this week mainly because it's been hot in the building, and Kelly keeps saying, "Can somebody turn the AC on?"
And every time you hear
like
AC,
idea,
it's just like time to listen to what Seth Putnam has to say,
or screaming a high-pitched squeal
unintelligibly, completely unintelligibly. Except for the part where he called Chris Barnes a pussy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't often agree with Chris Barnes, but
at least on that, at least on that, Seth Putnam had a point. Chris Barnes is an unpleasant person, apparently. I don't know. I've never heard anything particularly good about Chris Barnes as a person. And I hear seems like he's kind of a dick.
Seth Putnam was actually in person a very cordial, sort of funny guy.
He just, had some problems.
Yeah, he had some issues. Yeah,
a few of them, perhaps. But looking at Aggregators, this was a very well received album,
right?
In general,
in 1992, had you been 18 years old in 1992 listening to metal, this would have been a bit extreme to listen to, because
and it would have been something no one had really heard before,
right?
All that much. Because what were your options for other really extreme shit? It was death metal, right. And a lot of which doesn't quite approach this level of weird intensity. Like, right. I think there's some, definitely bands from 1992 that, at least for just BPM and, gnarly guitar tones and stuff, absolutely are as intense, but nothing is intense in the way that this is so viscerally weird and kind of uncomfortable.
Right.
There was, black metal was being, the second wave of black metal was being birthed at the time.
Right. And I was here in North Dakota in 1992.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess some sort of Scandinavia adjacent, but you're going to have a hard time finding
the latest mayhem.
Right.
Bootleg live recording that someone made. Right. Like, they weren't putting out albums.
No.
I don't understand how that was at all sustainable.
It wasn't.
But it was only sustainable because they lived in fucking Norway.
Mm-hmm. In an abandoned building.
Which, in an abandoned house, but also in a country where, they have actual welfare programs and shit.
Murder in prison were actually two of the things that ended up with them.
Yeah. You're only doing 21 years.
Right. No more than that.
No more than that. But some people always freak out when they're like, if you murdered a bunch of people, you'd only get 21 years. It's like, yeah, but if you look at the amount of people who then continue to do a whole bunch of murders after they get let out, it doesn't really happen that much at all in Norway. Like like people do their time and they don't come back.
Right. There's no recidivism.
Generally, so they have a very low rate compared to the United States. So they're doing something right up there in Norway. I don't know. I suddenly became super duper no deck. All right. I don't know.
What is your favorite song on this?
Question mark. I don't know. I don't know.
You know, it's funny for me because the songs are like there's very different moods as far as, I mean, the songs that pop into my head suddenly, like Scarecrow pops into my head a lot. For some reason.
Yeah.
That's the moody song on here, kind of.
I think I wrote down, or I didn't write it down, but I kind of made a note of just like, Jesus Built My Hot Rod is interesting.
That's the one that pops into my head the most often.
And that's also one of like the singles. And I think I had at least seen the title of that song before and went, what? So it's got a very easy to remember title. At the very least.
Right.
It's interesting to me that NWO was nominated for
a New World Order,
a Grammy. And it's also interesting because it lost to Nine Inch Nails. So it was like two weird industrial bands going up against each other for best metal performance in I believe it was the 1993 Grammys is what it was. But it's just like, I mean, yeah, both of these are weird. I think Ministry is probably a bit edgier, a bit heavier than Nine Inch Nails, but not that Nine Inch Nails was or is without edge or any sort of heft, but they're a bit more accessible, generally speaking.
I still remember in that era, there was this television channel called MTV.
What?
If you've ever heard of that.
The channel with all the reality TV shows?
Yeah, the channel you watch Big Brother on, but or whatever. No, what was the name of the reality show that was big?
The Real World?
The Real World, that was it.
Yeah, because the Big Brother's CBS, I think. The Big Brother.
The Big Brother.
Hi, I'm the Big Brother. Do you need a hug? Come here. I'm 6'8" and just full of cuddles.
And I work for this after school program.
Yep.
But anyway.
And here's the big sister.
Sorry.
I don't remember what I was saying.
We're both very large.
It's so dumb.
It is. I remember there was this piece of imaging on MTV. It was just, between whatever segments. They showed at one point a guy in the fetal position under a table, just sort of rocking back and forth for like 5 or 10 full seconds.
Of course.
And then the CG came up and it just said Trent Reznor's therapist.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I do like that. Adult Swim basically still does that kind of stuff, but it's, I mean, usually more whimsical and cartoony, but they'll do, short little injections of just like, here's, an artist that we hired to make weird little stings for us.
Yeah.
And it's going to be bizarre and strange. I do like that Adult Swim also, like, there was a show called Fish Center Live where you can catch bands, like occasionally Dying Fetus.
Playing in front of a big aquarium.
Yeah, playing green screened in front of an aquarium that's just in the Adult Swim office. Mm-hmm. They just recorded however long of the fish swimming around this aquarium in the Adult Swim office, and then green screen a band in front of it. And sometimes it's a death metal band.
Right.
Because why wouldn't it be?
What was the program that always had bands on there to do covers, and they had a big list of covers you could do, and they could only be done once. So if a band did it, they'd have to cross it off. So whoever came in next, if you were to choose from. But I remember Guar being on there like 6 times.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Guar. At some point, I should make a mild effort, at least, to get into Guar. Just like even if it's just a little bit, like even if I'm just trying to find one Guar song that interests me and that I like, because I feel
you
like
can do that. That's doable.
I feel like that's doable, because I have to wonder how many Gwar fans truly like sit and like listen to Gwar a lot. Because it, to me, on the outside looking in, it feels like Gwar is one of those bands that you're mostly a fan of because you like to go see them live. Because their live shows are crazy. And maybe I feel like it'd be so hard to gatekeep with Gwar fans because it's like you're there to go to the crazy show and nobody knows any of the lyrics because the lyrics are fucking insane. It's just a dude in a big space pig costume shouting about a gladiatorial fight that they did on this crazy planet. I love that Gwar exists.
Right.
I've never found anything from them all that appealing beyond the imagery of just like, I'm glad these people are out there and that they have continued to have at least a modicum of success and popularity throughout their careers.
I feel like their fans love Gwar, but what they really love is the idea of Gwar. Yeah.
And I think that's enough.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Because Gwar, you look at Gwar and you go, Gwar is awesome. Do you know their songs? No, but look at them. That's awesome. Like they were at fucking Warped Tour one year. And I watched them. Because it's Gwar. They're at fucking Gwar is at Warped Tour. Yeah, I'm going to watch them. What the fuck else am I going to go and do? It's 95 degrees in Minneapolis. I've been standing on the fucking asphalt in my goddamn steel-toed boots for 5 hours because I'm a moron.
Sure.
I'm dehydrated. I'm hungry. And no, I don't want to go watch fucking Blood on the Dance Floor, whoever the fuck is over there. I don't give a shit about that. Hey, look, Gwar. Oh, hey, they're beheading an effigy of Donald Trump and it's spraying blood all over the audience.
And this was what year?
This would have been 2016.
Oh, so Theory was elected.
I think this would have been leading up to would have been the summer leading up to the election. And I believe they did also murder an effigy of Hillary Clinton, just to be fair and balanced. They killed both of them because, again, they're space barbarians. What do they care?
Right.
Why do they space barbarians don't care about Earth American politics? They're just going to kill some people because it's funny. One of the guys from Carnifex ran on stage and got murdered.
Sure.
Because that's how it goes. You go on stage and you get murdered.
Honestly, if I was at a show and I was important enough for a roadie to come find me and say, hey, come here, Gwar wants to murder you, I'd be like, I'm so fucking honored.
Yes. Finally. Can they actually do it? That's like before the band breaks up.
Yeah.
Like if Gwar were to ever end, which honestly, I don't think I think Gwar will actually go on forever.
Right. Past the death of its current members.
Because since the beginning of it, it's just been Gwar has been less of a band and more of just like an art collective.
Right.
And whoever wants to step into one of the costumes or make a new costume is welcome. Like there's no consistent band membership. The only constant presence was Arungus.
Right.
And then
he
died. So it's like after that they've had kind of a rotating cast for vocalists. But I feel like Gwar can exist perpetually. But if Gwar were to end, I would want their final show for them to actually murder someone consensually.
Right.
But just like someone actually got murdered and nobody realized it until the very end and until the show was done. Just like, hey, where's Stan? Where's Stan at?
Stan.
Hey, that kind of looked like Stan who was up on stage. That guy. Oh, no.
Wait, are you talking about Stan with stage 4 cancer?
Where's the band? Gwar is doing this in a country where assisted suicide is legal. Somehow they worked it out.
I'm going to be dead in the next few weeks. This works out great.
This man wants us to kill him with a chainsaw. Legally, you have to allow that.
We have a contract.
We signed a contract. We talked to the government. This is what he wanted. And in his will, he specifically wanted the band members to shoot fake cum all over him.
And maybe some real cum.
This is a choir concert, god damn it.
Also, I want to make a note that Craigslist needs to do a better job of policing its shit.
This isn't our fault. That was a weird tangent. What's your favorite song on the album? I don't think we ever established that.
Jesus Built My Hot Rod.
Jesus Built My Hot Rod.
Is the one that pops into my head the most.
I guess I just said Jeebus.
Jeebus is my hot rod?
Unironically.
That's not the only song they mentioned Jesus on, because there's also...
Yeah. I mean, is it the very last song where there's
the third to last song. What the hell's the name of the song?
Psalm 69.
Yeah, Psalm 69. Yeah,
part of the title.
Right.
I swear I've heard that soundbite before of the woman going, I feel like Jesus has touched my heart or whatever.
I feel like my heart is being touched by Christ.
That's what it is. I know I have heard that soundbite in a song before, and I cannot remember. I think it might have been a Pig Destroyer album. I'm almost...
That would be weird.
I like almost certainly it was something grindcore. And it was probably a Scott Hull band. So that's either Agoraphobic, Nosebleed, Pig Destroyer, or a very particular era of anal cunts, which I have not. Which that's not
yet.
That's not what I know it from.
Right.
It's either that or it's like some doom metal band that I can't remember. But I'm almost certain I've heard that soundbite before, and I'm pretty sure it's Pig Destroyer.
And you have to realize that when I got this album with my friends, I was 18. Other friends were about my age. So when you hear something repeatedly, it changes, over time.
Yeah. And so what did that become?
I feel like my ass is being fucked by Christ.
That sounds like something that I would yell at the monitor while I'm playing Elden Ring. I get killed by a boss again. I'm just, I feel like my ass is being fucked by Christ. It sounds like something I would say.
It sounds like something I would say when I was insensitively faking Tourette syndrome at Walmart.
Did you do that?
No. I don't think I did.
You don't remember. You were very drunk.
I've been drunk at Walmart more than once.
Yeah. Who hasn't?
Who hasn't?
Come on. Are you even an American?
Right.
If you haven't been pissed drunk at Walmart.
If you drank half a bottle of Old Granddad, it's 4 a.m. and you really want some pizza rolls, damn it.
Get on over to Walmart. All right. What are you waiting for?
Yeah. Then you wake up the next day with the smoke alarm going off because, you put pizza rolls in
the oven 5 hours ago.
Yeah, and for some reason, you bought a 90.
Why not?
Yeah.
You got to do that because we don't have, it's not like New York where you got 24/7 bodegas 300 feet away that you can go to while you're pissed drunk.
Right.
You got to go to the Walmart that's a mile and a half away.
Indeed. Something you have to perhaps drive to.
Yes. Yeah. And welcome. Is there any wonder that North Dakota has one of the highest rates in the country of DUIs and just alcohol-related incidents and accidents?
I mean, most places in the first world, if you get a DUI, you're done. You're not.
Not so in the Midwest.
Not so in the Midwest. I got 27 DUIs. I've heard a guy say he had 27 DUIs. I'm like,
how the fuck?
How
is he not in prison?
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably in jail for a while, but
sure,
not for that long.
That's 27 attempted murders right there. That's
basically, yeah. But anyhow, what medal are you bestowing upon this album, like Maskanata Chewbacca?
I feel because the many times I've listened to it willingly, it gets a gold for me.
Yeah, this is a classic silver.
Yeah.
An album that I appreciate, but it's not my sort of thing.
No, and I knew it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm going to start throwing shit at Kayle.
Full stop. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm going to start throwing shit at Kayle that he might not, because like up until recently, it's been like, hey, I think Kayle would appreciate this. And now I'm kind of thinking, I think Kayle would maybe appreciate this, but I don't think he's going to like it.
Yeah. Well, I, for one, always bring things that I think you'll like. That's not necessarily true.
No.
It just kind of happens to be that way.
Right. I generally tend to like things.
Yeah, you are a very open-minded sort of person musically. Mm-hmm. You, I think, have a much wider taste than I, which is something...
I've been around so damn long.
That's true. But anyway, next week, I want to talk about from 2021. There's a Japanese post-rock band called Mono.
Oh, yes.
And they had their album that came out last year is called Pilgrimage of the Soul, which I've just been getting into Mono in general lately. And I really, really enjoyed this album. So it's sort of a post-rock band. And totally. Just, I want to talk about it. Pilgrimage of the Soul.
I got into Mono when I was like 21. I had to take a steroid and I couldn't go to work for a while.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, cool. So until that episode comes out, you can find our social media pages on Facebook and Twitter. Give those a follow if you please. And you can also find elsewhere on the internet. On the internet, slowly becoming Mitch McConnell. We're on Apple Podcasts, or Libsyn. Download the podcast source onto your phone and listen to us on your Android, perhaps.
For the podcast source.
Yep. Thanks very much for bearing with us on this episode of the Bronze Medalist Podcast. I'm Kayle.
I'm OJ.
Congratulations.